Welcome to Glowing Beauty with Jamie and another Vlogmas video. Wow, I just realized I'm really channeling my I Dream a Genie or Ariana Grande for all you younger viewers, I guess. Today I am going to discuss some of the Jaclyn Hill issues that are going on right now. Not so much from a perspective of she can't seem to have a launch without issues, but more from the view of if I had my own brand. A lot of you really enjoy the videos and hearing my feedback on brands and why I support or don't support them. So that's what we're going to do today. First, we're going to discuss what I'm got on my face because I'm kind of really digging this look today. I might put on lashes and go do my thing. We'll see. I am using the CoverFX blurring primer. As I mentioned, I'm kind of going through all my stuff. I liked this. I found the consistency very, very similar to the Dr. Brandt and Makeup Forever that I love so much. So I've been liking that today. For foundation, I went old school and I tried my Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup in 3C1 Dusk. A lot of people swear by this, and I don't know why I don't use it more. I really, really do love this foundation, and it's a closer than normal color match than what I've been having lately. I used my J-Star concealer in C13, my one with the poor broken no star on the top. I set everything, now this is old school as well, with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. Brows, I used my It Cosmetics Brow Power in Universal Taupe. This used to be one of my like go-tos. It still might be a little bit auburny, but wearing orange, that doesn't help either. I primed my lids using my MAC paint pot. Speaking of, okay, so I've been going through my drawers, like I mentioned, destashing, reorganizing. And you want to talk old school? Now remember I was talking about how everybody used paint pots, right? Well, way, 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 way back in time, I don't even know how old this is, y'all. Can we see this? This is the MAC paints. I don't even know if they still have these. I don't know if these were like the precursor to the MAC paint pots. This is in Still Life. She's old, and now I am just going to keep it as a memento. This is going to be my very first time I ever bought name brand makeup, probably. So it's going to go as kind of a trophy of sorts. I used this Karity Nudes and Rudes palette on my lids. Karity does not get enough recognition. For an indie brand, Lord have mercy, they're so nice to work with. I love, love, love Karity shadows. I lined using a Marc Jacobs. Again, going back old school eyeliner. Exciting. I found an unopened Tarte Lash Paint that I mentioned yesterday. I love this mascara. I think I have found my mascara. Yay! I contoured and blushed and highlighted with some of these Makeup Forever. I used this. Now it looks very corally, but it kind of comes off as a bit pink. But I used that. These are the same. That's how much I used to use this contour shade as well as this highlighter. But then going through palettes, I came across my ABH Aurora palette. So I added a little bit more highlight and I went in with Lyra. I know it's not fall anymore and all of a sudden I was feeling fall vibes. So don't come for me. So I put that on my tear duct and whatnot. And for lips, I used Jeffree Star Pumpkin Pie. Now, when you see this one online, it looks so orange, right? And it's like, whoo, scary. I don't know if it's the bit of reflect in this. I don't know if it's just because it's more of a brown undertone. I love this color. Like, I don't know why I don't reach for it more. Again, I think I'm going to start because I'm kind of digging it. So there, I think we covered all that. So let's get into Jaclyn Hill. So could go all the way back to Lipstick Gate, and that'll be covered. But looking at this from if I owned Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics, or if I had my own cosmetics brand, I think the biggest thing that needs to be discussed is honesty. As a brand, when people are finding contaminants in their lipsticks, you cannot tell them it's because they have chapped lips and it's not your product's fault. You can't say, oh, it's a limited edition, when you're planning a restock in like a week and a half. I understand trying to hype up the FOMO and try to get the buzz going, but I would far rather be known as a brand that is honest. Tarte just did a video addressing this. And yeah, if I had my own brand, I would be saying like, okay, here's the palette I'm coming out with. I am making 200,000 of these. Ready, set, go. And if it's limited, I'd say, that's it. That's all I'm making. Or I would say, you know what? I've made this. I would love y'all to buy it. Rush out and buy it and be the first to get it. But it's going to be restocked. You have to think of your customers. And I realize as a brand owner, you would have to, of course, think of your bottom line and everything. But remember who got you there. It's the people purchasing your products that are keeping you in business. And that is just so important. And now with these highlighters, like first off it was limited, and now she's going into Morphe stores, and now there are so many layers of dishonesty in there that it's hard to know even where to start. And then there was the post saying, oh, well, we're able to restock so quickly because we added an extra layer of inspection, or however she worded it. My first thought when I was reading that was, okay, so what? This first batch that came out, they're going to suck? They haven't been through all the checks to make sure they're good? It's not instilling confidence in your brand. Personally, like I didn't even try to get those highlighters. I had enough after all that Lipstick Gate stuff that there's going to have to be a lot of releases that can go off without a hitch before I'd consider buying. There's going to have to be a lot more transparency before I would even consider buying. And let's talk about the shipping. If I had my brand, I've got these palettes that I just made. I have a limited number, whether they're restocked or whether it's limited, but I have X number of palettes. And I find out that my shipping department is sending out 24 of them to somebody who ordered one. There are going to be some heads on the chopping block. What is the problem with either her labs or her shipping or her PR? I'm going to touch on that later. Get your ducks in a row before you make a move. You have to think of it like a chess game. Every time you move and you instill this fear in your customers, they're not going to trust you. Think those 5 steps ahead. Make sure your shipping's going to go off without a hitch. Your production's going to go off without a hitch. Have everything flawless and ready before you make that checkmate move. Now, and the restocking, that just, I get FOMO. I understand it. I suffer from it. Like when that conspiracy palette dropped, it was like I had my husband who is sitting on a rig, all these men, and he's trying to get on that Jeffree Star website because I needed that palette. I wore it yesterday, loved it by the way. I was so tired by the end of the day. I did something I never do. I went to bed with my makeup on and my eyes still looked great in the morning. So wear time was great, but there's no confidence there. If you don't have confidence, you can't have brand loyalty. And without brand loyalty, how are you going to grow? Personally, well, let's step back. Let's talk about the PR. So first off, I think PR is a great thing. I think influencers, YouTubers, whatever, I think it is a great way to get honest opinions and reviews of your product. If you're sending it to the right people who are actually going to give honest reviews, that's a whole other video for another day. But I saw online that there were some micro-influencers who received like one highlighter and one brush. They didn't get the whole PR kit. Personally, like, yes, I would have been happy, right? If somebody sends me one thing to review from their new launch, I'm going to be appreciative that I received that one product, but how am I going to review an entire collection when I have one product? And it also makes me wonder, it's like, okay, so you sent these people one product. Is that the only product that you're really having like confidence in? Because let's face it, micro-influencers are probably a lot more likely to give that honest review. I don't understand it. From a brand, and I've mentioned this in my other videos, if I had my brand, I am going to follow the game plan that companies like Gerard Cosmetics and Makeup Geek have followed. I'm going to get those micro-influencers and get their honest opinions, and I'm going to send the same PR kit out to everyone. It's hard enough as a micro-influencer to even get noticed by brands, and sending one product, it's like that backhanded compliment. It's a slight saying you're not worth getting the whole PR kit, if that makes sense. And then the whole, okay, I'm an influencer. Let's say I've got that millions of subscribers, and I have been working only, well, not only, but most exclusively with one brand. And there's rumors that when I start my own cosmetic company, I'm kind of in bed with that brand. The last thing I'm going to want to do then is put my brand in the store with that company. Her affiliation with Morphe, that relationship is too close. If you want to build your own brand, and this goes for Manny as well, because Manny just released a collab with Morphe as well, and he's got his own brand. If you want to be your own brand, you're going to have to stand on your own 2 feet at some point. You can't rely on people wanting to buy Lunar Beauty or Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics or Jaclyn Cosmetics, who even knows what her company name is right now, based on your affiliation with Morphe. People know Morphe. They either love or hate Morphe. There's a certain, they're of a certain quality. Let's just say that. Morphe is not Natasha Denona. So you're trying to build your brand. You want it to be a little bit higher quality, but then you're going to be so close to Morphe and you're putting your stuff in their stores. It just seems counterintuitive to me. Like, if she wants to make an honest go of this, first step, clear the air. Discuss what was wrong with those lipsticks. What was in those lipsticks? Bring the name of the lab out. I don't know if she's actually ever said the name. Bring it out. Honesty about where these highlighters are being made. Honesty about the ingredients and where the ingredients were sourced. Honesty. Start getting people's trust with honesty first. Then you need to separate from Morphe. As long as she is in a Morphe store, I am going to equate her products with Morphe's quality. So when she's charging, say she comes out with an eyeshadow palette and she's going to charge $45, I'm looking at it in a Morphe store next to a Morphe palette that may or may not be made in the same place. It's being shipped from the same place apparently. I'm not going to pay that extra. I'm going to buy the Morphe palette for the dupes and go from there. My opinion as a consumer. So brand wise, if you want to be a brand, be a brand. Be a brand on your own. I would far rather be a smaller company and have done it on my own than be this huge company with nothing but problems and linked to some other shady dealings. And I would want to do it on my own. And I don't understand all of these collabs really. Even Manny's has got me so confused. And that one almost upsets me. Like, I understand he has been a Morphe babe for a long time. I bought my first Morphe, see? My first Manny palette. I picked up Moonspell when when I was in Houston. I love this palette. I think the quality is great. Now you're putting out this collab. So what am I going to expect if I were to get this collab? Is it going to be Lunar Beauty quality? Is it going to be Morphe quality? If it's... Does that make sense? Anyway, I have written down your homework for today, but you know what? I'm gonna skip the homework. This was more of a serious video. So just do something nice. Be nice, smile. Complete your homework from the other day, kids. Anyway, that is enough rambling. It is a Friday. So I'm hoping I might be able to film over the weekend while my boys are home. No guarantees. I will try though. So until next time, like, subscribe, make sure you have your bell on, share if you're so inclined, and I love you all. Bye.